on my neck, dollars begin. Hop off a jet, barely get rest. Cash through the mud, I get a check. You selling run on my pants and my chest. Chanel a dress, clean up a mess. I eat a flesh, you know the rest. Count up 100, couple Rolex. Shine like the sun, you truly blessed. Who's up and take? Can make look boy like I Uber these jets. Yes, it's on me, got my Gucci shirt wet. Put an M in my bag, don't get used to these rest. I'm with this school where they teach you finesse. 500 shoes for the drip, I invest. I'm the boss man, I keep catching the desk. Know the cool fast when they in with a S.
Now that I'm home, back off the road, we shut it down, where they sold. Checks on the streets, J number 4, Saint Laurent feet, put it on toes. Take it with me, double your dose. Covered with angels that's watching my soul. Jack out a bed, it's bigger window. Said I be the intent, but I got the info. I feel like I'm chosen, I'm covered in gold. I left her wide open, it was off control. Took nothing but fireman, she hopped it and drove.
Hands on my neck, dollars begin. Hop off a jet, barely get rest. Cash through the mud, I get a check. You selling run on my pants and my chest. Chanel a dress, clean up a mess. I eat a flesh, you know the rest. Count up 100, couple Rolex. Shine like the sun, you truly blessed.
You talk with text, Bendy good boy like I Uber the jets. VS is on me, got my Louis shirt wet. It's an M in my bag and get used to these racks.
I'm with this school where they teach you finesse. 500 shoes for the drip, I invest. I'm the boss man, I keep catching the desk. Know the cool fast when they in with a S. Bloody bottoms is underneath, cause I might got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting them all with the whole team. Now can't answer calls cause I'm balling. I was waking up getting racks in the morning. I was broke, now I'm rich, deep, salty. All this designer on my body got me drip, drip. Hey, straight up out the objects, I'm a big trip. If I got up on, I'ma sip, sip. I run the racks up with my queen like London and Nip. But I got rich on all these, I didn't forget back. I had to go through the struggle, I didn't forget that. I hopped inside of the Maybach and now I can sit back. Deep, know me now, cause I got them big racks. Cause I'm getting money now, I know you heard that. Young, on the corner, I had to serve crack. Uncle fronted me some peas, had to get them birds back. We came up on dirty money, I gave it a bird back. Cut off the brain and I gave my the new coupe. Either you run a y'all gang or you suit whoop. Got a New Orleans pimp and that voodoo. And I'm that down, who knew? I put the new 4Gs on the G. I trap into the bloody bottoms is underneath. Cause I might got it out the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting them all with the whole team. Now can't answer call.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Schufer Gymnasium inside Hickory, North Carolina. To here today as we have the visiting Tusculum Pioneers and your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. I'm Out Kaliande, joined by Jeremy Zalaka here today. Should be a great contest here between both sides. Some more SAC basketball here inside Schufer.
Yeah, this one is going to be an interesting one. Right off the bat, you can look at the number of active players for each team, and the Bears out here warming up with 8, and Tusculum rolling in with about 15, 16 players. So already a little bit of a mismatch and a little bit of a mismatch on paper, but that's why they play the game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at first this visiting Tusculum Pioneers team. They won the conference tournament last year. We got to go watch them in person. Very stout defensive team, and they've come back and fired an even better defensive squad this year. I mean, their coaching staff left to go to Lincoln Memorial, and this coaching staff 10-1 to start the season, including 5 straight road games. So they're playing very well here to start the season and leading the conference in three-pointers made, 9.1 a contest. So very excited to see what this Tusculum team does. But for this Lenoir-Rhyne squad, they've been shorthanded, Jay-Z, but it's been a different player each and every game that's stepped up.
Yeah, talk about some performances kind of out of nowhere. Addison DeLucas with her first career double-double. She's a senior. She's been here for all 4 years. Never had a double-double. Monday comes out, goes 18 and 11, adds 5 assists as the Bears beat Queens. The next game, Mallory Sherrill. Mallory came into that game for the season. In the first 8 games, she had 36 points and 17 rebounds. What did she do against Mars Hill? 20 and 15. So the Bears have come in. They've gotten some players that stepped up and helped them to a 2-game winning streak, but they're going to need a lot of people to step up today to match some firepower with these Pioneers.
Yeah, this Tusculum team has the best defensive efficiency rating here in the SAC conference, so it's going to be a very tough matchup defensively. Figure it's going to be a very low-scoring game unless Tusculum gets hot from the outside, where they're leading the conference in three-pointers made. But for this Lenoir-Rhyne squad, the big game keys for today, they got to keep Maddie Sutton off the glass. She is second in Division II with 15.6 rebounds per game, as well as leading the SAC conference in rebounds per game. I mean, they list her at 6 foot tall, but I mean, she just has a nose for the basketball on the offensive glass and the defensive glass. She just gets after it.
Yeah, luckily for Lenoir-Rhyne, the roster right now is made up of 8 players, but 5 of those players are post players. So hopefully a combination of those 5 can do some work to keep Sutton off the glass.
And then for Lenoir-Rhyne on the offensive end, they got to keep the ball moving. They can ill afford to get stagnant offensively, as we saw these last 2 games where they've gotten back-to-back wins. When that ball stops moving, it's stagnant and becomes more ISO ball. It becomes very tougher to find those lanes and get players open. So they got to keep moving the ball and keep spreading the wealth.
Yeah, and hopefully somebody steps up. Ashley Woodruff had a career high last year against Tusculum. She poured in 27. They could use that today.
Yeah, that would be really clutch for the Bears if they can get that. And then the last point is definitely for Lenoir-Rhyne is to close out and limit Tusculum from the three-point line. As I said earlier, averaging 9.1 threes per game, and it's leading the conference. That's a high clip as we show you the Everett Chevrolet starting lineups. First, for the Tusculum Pioneers, we're going to have number 2, Jayla Arwen at guard, Marta Rodriguez at guard, number 20, Brianna Dixon at guard, number 23, Maya Belton at guard, and then that forward, number 25, Maddie Sutton. And now for your LR Bears starting lineup, at guard, number 3, Ashley Woodruff. At guard, number 14, Addison DeLucas. At center, number 21, Mallory Sherrill. At forward, number 33, Corbin Tipton. And at forward, number 35, Nakia Hooks.
Yeah, Tusculum's been pretty fortunate this year. 4 of the starters have stayed the same all year long. Lenoir-Rhyne hasn't been able to have that kind of consistency. Just whether it's changing of rotations or players becoming available or unavailable, they've ran out about 7 or 8 different starting lineups already this season.
I mean, talk about a first year for head coach Megan Price for the Pioneers, leading her team to a 10-1 record to start off her first year at Tusculum. That's just incredible work, a testament to how much effort she's put into this program. And, I mean, this should be a very good game here today. And I really excited to see who's going to step up here again today for Lenoir-Rhyne. We saw Corbin Tipton was able to, get into that starting rotation, and she's been able to stroke it from distance, Jay-Z, for Lenoir-Rhyne.
Yeah, she's been a pleasant surprise. She hadn't played before the Queens game. She was inactive for the first, 8 games. Stepped in and played some nice minutes that game. Earned a starting role in the Mars Hill game. Went for 15 and 6 in that one. So some positive things from her for sure.
So we're about a minute 30 left here in this pregame festivities before opening tip-off here from Schuford Gymnasium. It should be a good one here between the visiting Tusculum Pioneers and your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. We're about 30 seconds away before opening intros here from Samuel Fisher. Any bold predictions, Jay-Z, for this game?
Hopefully it's a close one. Hopefully the Bears can keep it close. I'm not ready to give a prediction. How about you?
I'm looking for LR to get to the free throw line. They're last in the conference in free throws made per game, so I'm looking for them to hit more than 15 free throws here today.
That would sure help. They could use those points and hopefully pull the upset of the number 21 team in the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the play of our national anthem. And now let's put the starting 5 for the Pioneers. At guard from Knoxville, Tennessee, number 2, Lenoir-Rhyne. At guard from Lisbon, Portugal, number 5, Marta Rodriguez. At guard from Decatur, Georgia, number 20, Brianna Dixon. At guard from Blythewood, South Carolina, number 23, Maya Belton. And at forward from Wallen, Tennessee, number 25, Maddie Sutton. The Pioneers are coached by Megan Price. She's assisted by Camden Bonner and Evelyn Parsons. And now, let's meet the starting 5 for your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. At guard from Flowery Branch, Georgia, number 3, Ashley Woodrow. At guard from Harrisburg, Virginia, number 14, Addison DeLucas. At forward from Statesville, North Carolina, number 21, Mallory Sherrill. At forward from Chatsworth, Georgia, number 33, Corbin Tipton. And at forward from Auburn, Georgia, number 35, Nakia Hooks. The Bears are coached by Audrey Timmerman. So we're about to begin things here inside Schuford Gymnasium.
Should be an exciting contest between both sides. Once again, more South Atlantic Conference basketball here. See that starting lineup for Tusculum. And then the starting lineup for Lenoir-Rhyne. Looks like it will be Sutton and should be Mallory Sherrill in the middle to tip things off and get things going here. And Sherrill able to win the tip for Lenoir-Rhyne, and they'll begin with the first possession of the ball game. DeLucas looking to get going early. Woodruff top of the key jump shot, and it will not rattle in.
Ashley's definitely one of the players that's going to have to get hot today for the Bears. That one just rattled out. Would have been a nice one to start the day.
That was a good look from the top of the key. Now the Bears early on into a 2-3 zone. And a good box out as Tipton picks up the loose ball for LR.
Yeah, the one thing that can beat you in the zone are three-pointers and offensive rebounds. So that one, they got crossed those boxes off with a missed three, and the Bears cleaned up the boards, but Mallory Sherrill dragged her pivot foot, and it's a turnover for the Bears.
And we saw early on that Tusculum D is in a 2-3 zone as well. As we talked about leading the conference in defensive efficiency. So both teams starting this game in zone. Sutton. And Sutton will walk. So back-to-back turnovers for both sides. Woodruff looks to set up the offense now. Get things going for LR. Still 0-0.
Woodruff's first game in the season was Monday. She played all 40 minutes. Came back on Wednesday playing 36. And there's another turnover for the Bears as this zone has given them fits for the first minute and 10 so far. The Coach Timmerman is going to have to draw something up a little bit different.
It's tipped in. It's called for a double dribble. See if the Bears can now get it back here on the defensive end. Still in the midst of that 2-3 zone. A good swing, a deep three-pointer by Arwen. An offensive rebound by Sutton. We're going to be saying that a lot here tonight. And good defense by Addison DeLucas to tip it out of bounds off of Maya Belton.
Addison had 6 steals on Wednesday. Career high for her, and it's been a while since a LR Bear had 6 steals in a single game. And Addison stepped up and has made some big plays this week for Lenoir-Rhyne.
The senior really showing that leadership here in this lineup. And then Tipton trapped and then called for a travel. Good pressure there by the Pioneers.
Yeah, she hasn't seen much pressure defense like that so far. And with respect to Mars Hill and Queens, this is just a different level of competition for these players today.
And I believe another travel will be called. Jay-Z, we're piling up those sky miles here. Where do you want to go?
We're getting a little ugly start here, but you know what? It's nothing. So I guess we'll keep it that way. It's tied. We'll keep the tie. As long as we're staying close, this is okay for us.
Yeah, we might be able to afford a trip to Bora Bora by the end of this first quarter. DeLucas, the top of the key, needs some help.
They're really extending this zone, and it's giving Lenoir-Rhyne fits.
A pass up ahead to Arwen, and she will finish for 2.
This reminds me a lot of the start that the Bears had against Mars Hill. It was really sloppy early. The Bears were down 17-12 at the end of the first quarter, then came back and won by 35. So they just need to find that footing, find a way to take care of the ball here a little bit and beat this zone, and they'll be okay.
Sherrill going down into the low block and gets the friendly roll with the left hook. And just like that, Pioneers are pushing in transition. If you're LR, you can ill afford to celebrate after scoring the first basket of the game. You got to get back on D.
Yeah, they get it down the court in a hurry, and that's the best way to beat a zone. And also getting it inside to your stud doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, I can see why she averages 15.6 rebounds a game. Maddie Sutton just cleaning up the glass, trying to get the offensive second chance bucket. Can't get it to go.
Ashley Woodruff was looking over at coach for the call and turned around, and the Tusculum defender was lunging at the ball. She didn't even realize it.
Woodruff driving in with the left, puts it up, and no good, short off the front iron.
Well, Audie, this is a slow start to this one. 2-2, 4 minutes in. What a play there by Was that Cheryl that blocked that one?
Yeah, so far it's been a defensive stalemate between both sides. And a great pocket pass into Sutton for 2 off the glass.
Yeah, that was a tremendous pass there. I think that was the point guard, right? Was that?
That was
Rodriguez?
Marta Rodriguez.
Nice pass there.
Yeah, a little dime off the slip, and Sutton able to score. Looking for some motion offense, trying to feed Hooks in the low block. Tipton, who's been known to stroke it there from the wings. Looking for some help. 7 on the shot clock. Down in the low block to Hooks. She's got to get something going, and that will be a turnover. And the easiest basket Arwen's going to get in her career. She gets the steal and scores on the other end.
She's had 2 of those uncontested layups. They look like tough one-on-one moves in the scorebook, but she's got 4 on 2 uncontested layups so far.
And
I think we had a shot clock. Shouldn't be down to 17 right now.
As we show you that replay, just Arwen and the green pastures, so to say, by herself on the other end for a layup. Woodruff at the top of the key, looking for some help. High post is Cheryl, a little dribble handoff. DeLucas trying to get into the paint. It's great denial. DeLucas looking to go to that left. A good swing to Woodruff for an open 3. Left it short. Cheryl, the offensive board, and it will remain Lenoir-Rhyne possession.
That was a nice defensive play right there to knock that one away. Looked like Cheryl had a wide open layup putback, but was denied.
As number 21, Aaliyah Miller, enters the game for the first time for the Pioneers.
All right, here's my first observation of the game, Adi. The official across from us looks just like our statistician, Jason Stubbe.
Yeah, that is spot on, Jay-Z. That is very spot on.
Look at them there on the same side of the court, too.
And a 3 there by Tipton is long. No good, but Cheryl on the pursuit of the basketball commits the foul. And it will be Tusculum. So 6-2 early on. The Pioneers up over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears with 5:15 remaining here in the first quarter. A good baseline swing. Ball's on the deck here. Who's going to get it? And the Pioneers end up with it.
That's just an effort play by Sutton. Come away with that one. But an unforced turnover. Rodriguez shuffles the feet, another travel, and boy, we've seen plenty of turnovers today. 9 combined so far for these 2 teams.
So we're going to have our first media timeout of the game. It's 6-2 ball game. Pioneers up over the Bears. 4:57 remaining.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
As we're back here on Bear Sports Network, if you're just tuning in, the score is the Tusculum Pioneers 6, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 2. 4:57 remaining here in the first quarter. Jay-Z, it's not been pretty so far for both sides offensively.
Yeah, Bears shooting 16% with 5 turnovers. Tusculum at 37% with 4 turnovers. So you're right, not been pretty, nothing to write home about yet, but just a 4-point differential and a lot of time to come back into this thing and erase this. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, right?
Yeah, Jay-Z, it's only up from here at this point. And Woodruff being guarded tightly by Arwen. Good ball denial. And an errant pass and handled there by DeLucas. A dump off, and Sutton comes up the offensive rebound and puts it back up for 2.
You know, that was a good defensive play by Tusculum. Woodruff right now is the best player on the court for Lenoir-Rhyne. They ran 2 out or made her get rid of it, and they're going to force somebody else to beat them.
And what a luxury for you to have Arwen up there as the lead guard in this zone and then have very, very tall defenders in Dixon and Miller there to press up high and trap if needed.
Yeah, the Bears they're gonna have to figure this thing out, because I don't think this trap, this extended zone look that they're getting right now is going anywhere, because they've had a lot of success Tusculum has in shutting us down.
And Arwen getting a hand in the passing lane. Up ahead. Out to Arwen in the corner. A kick outside for Rodriguez. And she comes all of air right there. No good.
3 steals already for Arwen. She might set the Tusculum all-time record.
Into the low block for Cheryl. Let's see if she can get busy. And just a miscommunication. I think Hooks was diving in, and then Cheryl thought she was going to go back out on the baseline.
She airmailed that one a little bit, a little too tall. Good idea, just bad execution. And Cheryl's going to take a breather as Sydney Wilson comes in.
Yeah, and Sydney Wilson is a bruiser in the low block. I mean, she gets busy down there, Jay-Z.
She's played in 4 games so far in her career, and I think she's fouled out of 2 of them. So she's not afraid to mix it up down there. And she's going to have to put a body on Sutton. That one was a face-up jumper, not good, and it's going to be LR basketball.
Yeah, she's definitely going to have to pay attention to Maddie Sutton.
Sutton with 5 boards already in this first quarter.
Woodruff getting the ball up. Let's see what Lenoir-Rhyne can do. If they can kind of go on a little 4-0 run, that would be very beneficial towards them. And DeLucas looking for some help. Looking to split the trap, and that's always a tough take. Arwen with another steal. A dump off, and nice. Back to Arwen. I mean,
perfect execution.
That's textbook.
Yep, give and go. Make the defender make a choice. Get the easy bucket. That's 4 steals for Arwen. Now I'm going to look it up in the Tusculum game notes what the single game record is.
DeLucas will fire a 3-pointer, short off the front of the rim, and a foul staying here with Lenoir-Rhyne. See Arwen able to pick the pocket, and I mean, this is what you practice and all the time at practice. 3v1, 2v3s. Can't get any easier for you if you're Tusculum. As they look to feed the low block, then Wilson will fire a free throw line jump shot. That one's pure. And where the Bears needed offense, Wilson has answered. Sutton the swing. A 3-pointer put up. In and out on that attempt, and DeLucas comes down with the board. Tipton driving. Maybe would have liked to see her pull that 3. She's got that range extended there from that wing. But the Bears are going to set the offense up. And a good drive by Woodruff, but it's not able to get it to go.
Ashley's 0 for 3 so far 0 for 4 now so far in the game, and that's somebody that they need to get going.
And a little floater in the lane is good for Aaliyah Miller.
Yeah, the Tusculum's extending this one, both the defensive pressure and the lead, but that's a great pass from Tipton into Wilson. Wilson with 4 of the Bears' 6 off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to look up ahead, Wilson's going to be in the paint. You got to find her if you're the LR Bears. Working the ball around. Miller cutting in another floater inside the lane, and it's pure.
Tusculum's starting to figure this zone out a little bit. Could get dangerous if they see it too much.
Woodruff needs some help. DeLucas has got that 3 ball if she wants it. A little hesitation to Wilson. You need Wilson. She's a little far away from the paint. Need her back there inside. Woodruff needs some help. Tipton driving in with the left, not able to get it to go off the front iron.
You know, the Bears, I'd like to see Nakia Hooks get a couple looks inside, too. She's had a couple really strong games for Lenoir-Rhyne, and it looks like the post is somewhere that LR can exploit, at least with Wilson anyway, but Hooks should get some looks, too.
Oh, my goodness. That is a beautiful move by Sutton, but even better defense by Sydney Wilson. Comes up with the block.
As I said, that Hooks is going to head to the bench for Mallory Sherrill, but
14-6 ball game. The Pioneers are up over the Bears with 50 seconds remaining.
Yeah, take a look at that spin move. It was tough.
Another up and under move and an offensive rebound. And they're playing volleyball down there as that's Aaliyah Miller finally gets it to go for the Pioneers. Pushes their lead to 10 points. Woodruff looking for the play. And this is what I pointed out earlier, Jay-Z. They got to keep the ball moving. The moment they start keeping it stagnant is when this offense seems to get flustered.
They're just having to work so hard on the offensive end. You can see there already a little bit of fatigue is setting in with the Bears here.
And another steal by the Pioneers. And Woodruff gets it back.
Got to beat the buzzer.
The Euro step, not able to get it to go. A lot of contact. And that is the end of the first quarter. Your score is the Tusculum Pioneers 16, Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 6. Now for a word from our sponsors, Emerge Ortho. Don't let bone, joint, or muscle conditions keep you from doing what you love to do. At Emerge Ortho, Foothills region, they treat the elite athletes of our Lenoir-Rhyne University to help keep them moving on the field, and they can help you too. Whether you're playing right here at Moretz Stadium, John Lentz Court, or in your backyard, their goal is the same, to help you keep you moving. To learn more, Emerge Ortho, Foothill Regions, visit emergeorthofoothills.com. Southside Power and Fitness provides an exclusive discount of almost 50% off for Lenoir-Rhyne faculty, staff, and students. Experience what Southside has to offer at southsidepf.com. The only limit is you. So, Jay-Z, end of the first quarter. We got 10 minutes, new quarter. What are we expecting here from the Bears to kind of bounce back in this game?
Yeah, I mean, incredibly, Lenoir-Rhyne had 11 turnovers in that first quarter. You just can't do that. That's too many. They got to take care of the ball. I know this is probably the toughest team that they've seen so far this year, undergunned a little bit and trying to figure this thing out on the fly. But 11 turnovers. If that trend continues, the scoreboard is going to be indicative of it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a matter of, I don't think Lenoir-Rhyne can beat this Tusculum team in this half-court setting. I think they need to start pushing the ball in transition. If they can get some early turnovers and look up ahead, get some fast break buckets, as we see a three-pointer in the corner connect for Brianna Dixon.
Their first made three of the game for Tusculum. They've had some good looks. I think it's just a matter of time before those start going down.
A good swing to Woodruff. Finally inside. And a baseline jump shot gets the friendly roll for Sydney Wilson.
Wilson is feeling it for the Bears. 3 for 3, 6 points. Good hustle by Ashley Woodruff to knock that one away. But time to find Sydney Wilson right now.
19-8. Pioneers up over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. They're working the ball around as Kirsten Click has entered the game for the first time. She fires a deep three. Misses all of it, but the offensive rebound for the Pioneers. Another three-pointer in the corner, the same spot. Deja vu there for Brianna Dixon.
14-point advantage for Tusculum now.
Woodruff. The Bears have done a good job of an initial, and then a steal by Sutton. Pushing up ahead. Click, the pump fake, drives in. A floater, can't get it to go off the left side of the iron.
Lucas grabs the board. That is rebound number 2 for her. 12 minutes of action. She's played, let's see, the last 92 minutes straight for Lenoir-Rhyne. Hasn't come out in 2.5 games now.
Yeah, I think Lenoir-Rhyne has got to get into this game from the outside. The Pioneers have done a great job of really shutting down the middle of the paint, and they're forcing the ball into that middle, and it's been really just unfortunate for LR.
Yeah, I mean, they've only had, 12 shot attempts in this one. 4 of 12, while Tusculum is 10 for 24. They're limiting turnovers for Tusculum and getting the rebounds and second chances. That's why they've had 12 more shot attempts than Lenoir-Rhyne has.
As Woodruff looks up at the clock, 10 seconds here on the shot clock, pulls up for 3, and rattles one in from the top of the key.
Big shot by Woodruff. She's added that three-pointer to her repertoire a little bit. Didn't hit many as a freshman, but she's hit one in each of her first 3 games so far this year.
Yeah, looking for her to do more of the same here in the second quarter. And A foul is called. Oh, excuse me. A travel. Another one. As we show you that replay from Woodruff, just stepping up and pulling up from the top of the key.
Yeah, she hit 6 threes in 29 games as a freshman. She's already got 4 through her first 3 games as a sophomore. So obviously something she worked hard at in the offseason.
DeLucas, a double cross into the lane. Back up top to Cheryl. Now looking to feed the block. And Sutton getting her hands on another steal for the Pioneers. Rodriguez driving and out to Click for 3. And
they got the charge. Mallory Cheryl drew the charge in the paint. Nice play.
Yeah, good job by Cheryl to get that charge before the 3 was put off. 22-11. The Tusculum Pioneers are up over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. 7:20 remaining here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been tough finding offense for Lenoir-Rhyne other than Wilson and really one shot from Woodruff and one from Cheryl. But got to keep attacking and trying to find a weak spot like right there in the zone and then hit it when you got a chance. That's a big shot.
Tipton twinkles the twine from the top of the key. And like we've been saying, Jay-Z, I think it's got to be the free ball that's got to be the difference maker here for LR. There's just no space on the inside with this 2-3 extended zone. And beautiful work like clockwork. The Pioneers score on the baseline and layup.
Great pass by Sutton. She can do it all out there, can't she?
Yeah, she's been a really good passer out of the post for the Pioneers. Woodruff almost looking to pull up once again. Lucas wants the screen. Denies it. Goes in with the left hand and gets it to go off the glass.
Tough shot by DeLucas there with the left. Nice finish.
Yeah, it's tough to split 3 going your left and gets the steal on the other end. The senior doing it all here in back-to-back possessions. She wants it again, going baseline to her left. A good dump pass to Wilson. And left it short off the front iron.
Good hustle by Addison DeLucas. She's got to be gassed out there, but she's giving it everything she's got.
Now to Sutton on the low block.
Walked.
And a travel on Sutton. She doesn't like the call, but it'll be going the other way. So it's getting now back to single digits.
3 players with 6 for Tusculum. Arnwine, Dixon, and Miller. Sutton with 4.
Let's see if the Pioneers break this 2-3 zone, if Lenoir-Rhyne keeps the knockdown 3-pointers. And DeLucas driving in, and she will draw the contact.
Are they going to call it shooting foul or on the floor? I'm not sure which one they're going to get.
I think they're going to call it on the floor. Would love the continuation in the college game, but that's the NBA for you. And
Addison wants 2 free throws. She's lining up. She's trying to sell it.
Hey, you got to when you're a player. You got to sell everything you can get. DeLucas to inbound here for the Bears. Tipton open. She's going to fire. Pumps. Hooks in the low block and just picking her pocket there is Maya Belton. And if you're a Nakia Hooks teammate, you got to let her know there's someone there in the paint. Wilson reads the passing lane and gets a steal for LR. So, I mean, both squads back-to-back, just steals and turnovers. And a good move by Woodruff, just not able to get it to go.
She did it all but the finish. That was a tough move, and she's got to stay aggressive this whole game. It's good to see that.
A 3-pointer on the corner connects for number 23, Maya Belton.
3 for 4 from 3-point range in this quarter for Tusculum. 4 for 6 from the field.
So they're opening up that middle. They want to trap. It's almost like a triangle there. Woodruff. And this is where you would love to see if someone like Hooks or Tipton to kind of stretch it out there from the wing or the outside.
Oh.
Now, a
Sutton
baby
went down.
shot
She's all right. I don't know what. Her feet got tangled or something.
by DeLucas, short off the front iron.
Oh.
And a lot of contact and an offensive foul. And Arwen was just out of control there on that fast break drive.
Well, I found the record for steals in a game for Tusculum, and if it happens, we're in trouble because it's 15, which is incredible. Back in 1995 by Amy Bible.
That is a lot of steals.
Lenoir-Rhyne already is tied for a career high with her 4 today, though.
27-16 early in this one. At 4:22 here in the second quarter, the Pioneers are up, and we'll be back shortly here on Bear Sports Network.
Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC is ready for another exciting football season. Everett has been a proud sponsor of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears for 25 years, and we wish the Bears a safe and successful season. And August means it's all systems go for another winning season with the Carolina Panthers. We have a tradition of winning in the Carolinas, and when you want to be a winner in the car, truck, or SUV game, come see the sales and service champions at Everett, because if you didn't get an Everett deal, you dropped the ball, baby. Woo!
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
We're back here on Bear Sports Network. Your score is Tusculum Pioneers 27, Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 16, 4:22 remaining in the second quarter. A little better offense so far in the second quarter, Jay-Z, but it's been the turnovers that's been the difference maker.
Yeah, Tusculum's 4 for 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. The Bears are 4 of 7 from the field and 2 for 2 from 3. So the first quarter, both were shaky offensively, but they're starting to figure some things out here in the second.
So still looking to feed the middle on the block, and it's very difficult as you see a swing. Woodruff driving in, puts one up, and she'll draw the contact and go to the line for 2.
First free throw attempts of the game for either team.
Yeah, that was why I wanted to make that prediction earlier.
We're going to need, if she hits both of them, we need 13 more to get your prediction right.
Because LR is last in the conference, the South Atlantic Conference, in free throws made per game, and I mean, you need to get those buckets. Those are the easiest ones you're going to get in the free throw line. Woodruff short on the first attempt. Long on the second attempt. Goes 0 for 2 there at the line. Click on the wing. Now to Arwen. Rotating the ball around. Miller now. Low block. Arwen. Bears in that zone. A three-pointer going to get put up, and
called her for steps on it. I think she was shuffling her feet to get in shooting form. Got her with dragging that pivot foot.
Yeah, they're not letting any troubles happen here today. They're calling it right down the middle from both sides.
26 turnovers in this one so far.
DeLucas working. Tipped in. Fires straight away. No good. Short off the front iron. And, I mean, if anyone's going to get that ball, it's going to be Maddie Sutton, I guess. She's able to save that one for the Pioneers. Sutton turns, fires. Not able to knock it down.
Big board by Sydney Wilson there.
Woodruff, a swing to DeLucas. She wants a high pick and roll. So she's going to deny it and go to her left. Spinning, turning, wheeling, and dealing. Drops it in for the Bears.
What a tough move from the senior. Stepping up in a big way this week for the Bears is Addison DeLucas.
Trying to jump the passing lane. Click. Now to Miller. Sutton in the post. Allman's got to get busy here. Drives in with the right. Draws the contact, and she'll be going to the line for 2. We show you the replay. Look at this move by DeLucas. The spin, the step through. The prayer answered with the little finger roll inside the paint. 27-18. Tusculum up over Lenoir-Rhyne. 2:29 remaining here in the second quarter. As Arlen's able to knock down the first free throw.
Senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, misses the second. Tipped out of bounds off of Tusculum. Dixon was the last one to touch it.
Woodruff and the Bears looking to make a run here in this last kind of 2-minute stretch and close it to a single-digit game going into halftime. Out to Tipton, top of the key. Woodruff wants the screen, takes the screen. Free throw line jump shot, no good. Wilson offensive rebound, and she's going to pull Maddie Sutton with her on the board. Jump ball, it's going to remain LR possession.
Second observation of the day here, Adi. Tusculum has a Maddie Sutton and a Madison Sutton, and there does not seem to be any relation between the two of them. That is just confusing. I was looking at their roster.
Yeah, it was definitely confusing, and then I remembered who Maddie Sutton was as we saw her last year at the conference tournament. And up, the little baby hook rattles in for Sydney Wilson.
8 points for the sophomore.
And a steal for Addison DeLucas.
Steal number 2. Go with her 4 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds, just filling the stat sheet.
Yeah, she's a stat stuffer right there. As Bears looking to make this a 4-5-0 run here. Cheryl. DeLucas wanted the 3. Needs some help. Tipton's going to fire, though. Pump fakes me.
You would have been in the air on that jump fake.
A deep 3 for Woodruff, and it's good from the wing.
Big answer here for the Bears. Get right back into this thing. 28-23. 1 minute left in the half. Finish this half strong, but Sutton has the answer.
Yeah, Sutton's feeling herself right now. Tells the crowd and one, and she's going to go to the line for one more. As we show you a replay of that, Sutton just getting her spot, getting Wilson to kind of shuffle her feet and knows she can beat her to the spot. I mean, there's a reason she's averaging 12 and 15 a game. Sutton to the line for one more. Left of the iron. A 7-point game, 30-23, under a minute left to play in the first half.
It's an important possession for the Bears here. Be nice to cut this thing to 5 and get a stop. Go into the break with a little momentum.
Into Hooks, going to work on Maddie Sutton, and Nakia Hooks says weight room. Drops her down on the deck and scores. Tipton corrals the board, and this is another huge possession for LR. And we're going to get a timeout for Coach Timmerman. Did you see that replay? And
Sutton tried to draw the charge. That's a tough move because you either get it and get the turnover or you're giving up a wide open bucket. So no call there. Hooks gets her first points of the game, and it's a 5-point contest here. 32 seconds, and the Bears with the ball.
I love being busy in my garden. I got flowers to plant and beds to clean out. When I was feeling really tired and not like myself, I saw a doctor. Look at me now. The doctors were good, they worked with me, and they laughed with me. I'm back to doing everything I love. I needed a doctor, and I found an expert for my heart.
And we're back. 30 seconds remaining. LR down 5 here to the Pioneers, 30-25. Huge possession to possibly make it a one-possession ball game. Woodruff driving in, gets the angle, and finishes.
Ideally, you wanted to take the last shot of the half right there, but when you got an easy lane to the basket, you might as well take it and get the guaranteed 2 points.
LR only down 3. There's a quick 7-0 run for Lenoir-Rhyne. 3 seconds left on the clock. Got to put it up, a deep 3. And it's strong off the back iron, and Lenoir-Rhyne cuts into this deficit. They're down to the Tusculum Pioneers, 30-27. And we'll be back here on Bear Sports Network for second half action.
that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC is ready for another exciting football season. Everett has been a proud sponsor of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears for 25 years, and we wish the Bears a safe and successful season. And August means it's all systems go for another winning season with the Carolina Panthers. We have a tradition of winning in the Carolinas, and when you want to be a winner in the car, truck, or SUV game, come see the sales and service champions at Everett, because if you didn't get an Everett deal, you dropped the ball, baby. Woo!
I love being busy in my garden. I got flowers to plant and beds to clean out. When I was feeling really tired and not like myself, I saw a doctor. Look at me now. The doctors were good, they worked with me, and they laughed with me. I'm back to doing everything I love. I needed a doctor, and I found an expert for my heart.
Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
and we are back here on Bear Sports Network. If you're just tuning in, it's been a close one here. Lenoir-Rhyne is down 30-27 to the Tusculum Pioneers. Jay-Z, what do we have here in the second half, and what happened in that first half so far?
Well, a big answer by Lenoir-Rhyne to close out that half. 9-2 run to close it out, cut it to 30-27, definitely a manageable margin at that point. The Bears went 9 of 14 in that second quarter. They shot 64%, 3 of 4 from long range. For the half, you see the field goals made and attempted there, shooting 48% from the game, 3 of 7 from deep. The rebounds were 18-9, so Lenoir-Rhyne finished out with 6 boards unanswered there. So turnovers as well. Lenoir-Rhyne had 11 in the first quarter, only 3 in the second. So they kind of sharpened up some of the things that they were lacking on in the first quarter, and that's why they're right back in this thing.
Yeah, we talked about the adjustments there in the second quarter. They stopped trying to kind of best that 2-3 zone and kind of work with it. I mean, like you said, 3 or 4 from the outside there in the second quarter. I think that needs to continue if you're Lenoir-Rhyne. This zone of Tusculum's is just way too good, especially in the paint area. It's very hard to force any action in the middle, so you got to continue to swing the ball and take those looks if you got them, and they've been knocking them down so far.
At the 18 mark of the second quarter, Tusculum scored to make it 22-8. The 14-point lead was the largest of the game, but the Bears came back and outscored them by 11 cents. So, like I said, right back in this thing, and that's what you just try to do is stay in with a team that's nationally ranked, a team that's right now atop the conference standings. You just try and stay in the game as long as you can, and make them think about it a little bit. Keep the pressure on them.
Exactly, and you made a great point there. This Tusculum team is nationally ranked number 21 in Division II, and if you're Lenoir-Rhyne, you got to be feeling good. You're only down 3. Didn't have their best first quarter, and you got to continue some of that momentum you've got in this game here in the second quarter and continue to attack. If you're Lenoir-Rhyne, we saw Sidney Wilson was a bright spot off the bench for LR.
Yeah, and you mentioned the quality of the opponent. Not only are they nationally ranked, they're trying for their 8th straight win over Lenoir-Rhyne. So, a player like Addison DeLucas has seen this team come in here and do a lot of damage, and in Greenville as well. So this is an opponent that's had the Bears' number. This is a game that, conceivably on paper they should have come in here and just kind of rolled in and gained the upper hand. But this team, you've seen it so far this whole week and this whole season. They're going to fight. It doesn't matter who's available, who's ready to play, who's on the sideline even, with Coach Graham Smith not coaching this week. They're going to battle, and they're going to make you earn it, and they're going to do all the little things to stay in every game. So I've been really impressed with this program, and it's not really kind of shown in the record, but you can definitely see the strides being made.
Yeah, I think the word for it is grit. This team has a lot of grit in it, and I mean, from top to bottom here on this Lenoir-Rhyne roster, they're going to fight and continue to give you 110% effort. As you see the Hickory Construction player matchup there is Jayla Arwen with 3 for 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and with 7 points, 0 of 2 from distance. And Ashley Woodruff, 3 of 9 from the field, 0 of 2 from the free throw line, and 2 of 3 from distance. So you're going to get a word from our sponsors here. Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at geico.com. Easy. And if you're liking the jerseys you're seeing there on the court, it's from Custom Design Group. If you want official LR apparel, make sure to visit Custom Design Group in person or online at lrwear.com. Custom Design Group is the official apparel provider of LR Athletics. Jay-Z, second half, we got a minute 40 remaining here in this halftime. What are you looking forward to here in the second half, and who do you think is going to stand out for LR?
Well, against the zone, 3-pointers are available. Ashley Woodruff has hit 2 of them. Corbin Tipton hits the other one. If those two can keep knocking some shots down from the perimeter, and Addison DeLucas has that capability as well, it's just going to extend that zone out and then open the inside looks more. So I think if those 3 perimeter players can continue to knock down some outside shots, some 3-point looks, this thing could come right down to the wire. And then keeping Maddie Sutton and this Tusculum squad off the boards. Sutton's got 6 rebounds already. Miller with 4. That's 10 of their 18. So, like I mentioned, it was 18-9 at one point. Finished the half at 18-15 in rebounds. 8-4 advantage for Tusculum in the offensive boards, though.
So about 40 seconds here until we begin second half action. Lenoir-Rhyne is down 30-27 to the Tusculum Pioneers. Let's get busy here in Shuford. Should be an entertaining second half.
No real foul trouble to speak of, knock on wood. Lenoir-Rhyne, 2 fouls for Tusculum, and that's it. Lenoir-Rhyne just committed 3 fouls in the first half, 1 from Wilson, Tipton, and Cheryl each. 5 total free throws attempted in that first half. Only 1 of them was made, so neither team converting from the charity stripe.
Looks like it will be Tusculum's possession to begin the second half. Rodriguez bears into the 2-3 zone, rotating, and a foul going to get called on Cheryl. You got to let the offensive player have their feet on the ground.
Yeah, she got her with the body, and that was the old announce drink, so that's 2 fouls on Mallory Cheryl, and now we got to watch that.
Rodriguez looking for someone inside, and an easy layup in the paint there by Brianna Dixon.
Yeah, that was just too easy. They actually had 2 girls wide open for layup. She had her choice of which one was going to get the basket. Easy for me to say.
Into Hooks. Hooks turning out to DeLucas. Driving, surveying, needs some help here. Tipton, a good pump fake. DeLucas, even better pump fake, drives in, loses the ball, and Sutton will come up with the steal.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can get too aggressive. I think that either Tipton or DeLucas could have taken that shot and had an open look, and instead they tried to drive it in the paint and lost the handle.
Arwen can't connect, and DeLucas corrals the rebound for Lenoir-Rhyne. Woodruff is looking to set up the offense. DeLucas surveying, takes the screen from Cheryl. Needs some help. Still with the ball at the wing. Back out to Hooks. Now Cheryl on the post. A running post shot and gets it to go.
That's a tough move there from Mallory Cheryl. Good finish in the lane. Her game has improved so much even in the course of this year.
There's a quick transition three-pointer by Maya Belton. It was no good.
Big offensive rebound, though. 10 offensive rebounds for Tusculum.
Rodriguez, the pump, and a swing to Arwen. Going to work here. Baseline, another three-pointer put up by Belton, and she's not going to miss that 2 times in a row.
Just 4 of 12 from long range is Tusculum in this one, but that was a big make right there as Belton and Dixon each with 2.
Tipton on the wing. Bears looking to advance it into the paint. Hooks turning. Free throw line jump shot, no good. Looking to grab her board, does so.
That's good hustle there.
Into Cheryl, going to work with the right and is blocked. Gets on the floor, but Sutton somehow gets the ball for the Pioneers. Up ahead, Arwen, wing three-pointer, rattles out. And that will be LR possession as it's batted out of bounds by Belton.
You know, and I was looking at the notes for this game, and you hit on it a little bit in the pregame, but opponents are shooting from three-point range against Tusculum for the season 23%. That's an astounding number. Lenoir-Rhyne today, so far 42.9%, 3 of 7 from long range.
It is an astounding number. It's just great defense here by this Pioneer squad. You see Arwen with the pressure. Cheryl going up to the left, draws the contact. And we've seen a couple of moves there from Cheryl on the low block, able to get to her spot. And now she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, her confidence is growing, and hasn't seen a lot of time throughout the first month of the season. But this past week has really kind of hit her stride with the more playing time.
Knocks it down the first free throw. Second one good, and it's technically a one-possession game. 35-31, the Pioneers up over the Bears. A three-pointer by Belton. Off the back iron, and Arwen looking to save it. Can't get it. That will be LR possession.
Tusculum has led throughout so far in this one. We mentioned led by as many as 14 at 22-8 with 8:18 left in the second quarter.
Tipton coming off a dribble handoff, fires the three. Count it!
This is the closest it's been since 0-0, and we got a carry, another turnover for Tusculum. The Bears with a chance to take the lead.
As Tipton fires a deep three off the dribble handoff and knocks it in, and she's proven herself for Lenoir-Rhyne as a steady three-point shooter. 35-34. LR down one. DeLucas at the top of the key. Trying to feed Hooks in the post. Good ball denial. Now DeLucas off the pick and roll. Finds Hook. Hook's going to work. A kick to the corner. Tipped in another three. Just left it short off the front iron. Pioneers pushing in transition. Get some motion offense there from the Pioneers. Sutton wants it on Nakia Hooks. Jabs in, fakes, spins, steps through, and an easy bunny for Maddie Sutton.
That's a tough post move, and Nakia Hooks right there just got worked a little bit by Sutton.
Woodruff a pull-up jump shot and gets the friendly bounce. She knows these home rims very well. Up ahead to Sutton, running in transition, and you got to love that if you're the Pioneers and Coach Price. You get your big man right there running the lane and gets an easy bucket in transition.
10-7 now for Sutton. 5 assists for Rodriguez.
Tipton from deep three.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Tipton, green light.
From the L and LR, that was a bomb.
She's feeling herself from distance. Inside, going to work a little floater, no good. Sutton bats it out of bounds, and we're going to get a timeout here.
Wow, they are giving that one back to Tusculum. It looked like Sutton knocked it out of bounds, but that ball is going to go to Tusculum when we get back.
Unlimited me to you? At Carolina West Wireless, it means unlimited media, unlimited fun, and unlimited access to our nationwide high-speed network. Sign up today for an unlimited data plan and pay just $35 per month per line for 4 lines. And we'll include hotspot and big-time savings on a new smartphone. Take $350 off the revolutionary new Samsung Galaxy S20 and get more out of your unlimited. Expect more, get more. Only from Carolina West Wireless.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We're back here on Bear Sports Network. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a great game. We're not in at 39 apiece here with 4:48 remaining in the third quarter between the visiting Tusculum Pioneers and your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Jay-Z Tipton has got it going here for LR with back-to-back threes to tie the ball game.
Yeah, big shots each of the past couple possessions by the freshman who has seen very little action up until this week. By little, I mean none. And in these past 3 games has really stepped up in a big way.
Sutton battling on the boards once again, wins the ball for the Pioneers. Cheryl, great defense, able to tip it out of bounds off of Dixon's leg. Now Lenoir-Rhyne an opportunity to take the lead here for the first time in this ball game.
You can't say enough about the fight of this Bear squad with just 8 active players and an associate coach stepping in for the head coach. They got a chance to take the lead for the first time.
There's a jump ball called and remain LR's ball. DeLucas to inbound for the Bears. Finds Woodruff in the corner. Woodruff looking to set up the offense and get busy. Woodruff surveying. Cheryl comes off a pin down into Wilson, the low block. Wilson turns strong off the glass, not able to get it to go.
It was a good look, though. That's what they wanted to get. Wilson had a really strong first half. Good look for her. You'll take that every time.
Couple of dribble handoffs from the Pioneers. Into Sutton in the paint. She's going to go to work. She spins. A good kick to Rodriguez in the corner. And that's strong, and Cheryl corrals the board.
Terrific box out there by Cheryl. One of the, coach's dreams is a good box out, and Cheryl showed it right there.
High pick and roll, Woodruff takes the screen, needs some help. Almost a steal for the Pioneers. Maybe look for a Tipton 3 here if she wants it. Tipton stepping back, looking for some help. And she gets the ball ripped away, just nonchalant there by the freshman. And an offensive foul. Mallory Sherrill, how do you do taking the charge for Lenoir-Rhyne?
The third charge drawn by the Bears, 2 from Sherrill, 1 from Hook so far in this one.
And if you're at Corbin Tipton, you got to shake that off. You're no longer a freshman. Being one of the only 8 active players, you got to continue to play your game. And
you know what? We've got 8 active, but only 6 have been in the game. Adelie Harrison, Michaela Dixon haven't seen the court yet, so just a strong 6 rotating in. Sydney Wilson with a couple of the posts, and that's been the only change so far for the Bears.
Tipton into Hooks. Tipton a corner 3. Strong on that attempt, and they'll be going the other way. Tipton got to keep shooting. You got to keep unloading the clip, and surely one has to fall in.
When she hit that one from the L, I think she gets a green light the rest of the way.
Still knotted up at 39 apiece. 2:40 remaining as a jump shot long off the iron.
Tipton grabs the board. 11 points, 3 boards for the freshman. Woodruff with 10 points so far in this one. 4 of 10 from the field.
Woodruff takes the handoff. Trying to feed Wilson on the block. They've been trying to go to Wilson, and she's just not been able to get deep enough into the paint to get a good look.
Neither team has scored in the last 2:37 in this one as it's gone cold. There's a big turnover there for Tusculum, but either team has a chance to reclaim the lead or the Bears take it for the first time, but hitting a little wall here.
As you see, Aaliyah Miller gets called for taking steps. 39 apiece. 2 minutes remaining here in this ball game in the third quarter. Lucas driving left, puts up a prayer, gets blocked. Now the Pioneers are pushing in transition. Rodriguez, a good swing to the corner. 3 ball, short off the iron, in and out. Maddie Sutton the board, puts it up with the left. No good, and she wants the foul, screaming at the ref, how?
Yeah, they're starting to get a little frustration show by the Pioneers. A couple easy open looks, didn't fall, and then a little frustration starting to show on the faces.
And that could get dangerous quick if the referees call warnings for both sides. DeLucas wants a screen. She likes to go left. Tipton into Hooks.
3 to shoot.
Hooks fires and just rattles one in and out.
The scoreless streak is 404 for Tusculum now, 344 for the Bears. So we have definitely hit a wall in this one.
Inside to Sutton, a good drive baseline, put up. Good defense by Wilson and Hooks.
It's almost like Dixon was looking for the contact first instead of just finishing the layup. She tried to jump into a defender, had no contact, and missed the easy shot in the lane.
So we're under a minute left to play here in the third quarter, tied at 39 apiece. DeLucas needs an option, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Woodruff, 6 seconds, she's got to get going. Woodruff surveying a hezzy, spinning, puts up a prayer and draws a contact. She'll be going to the line for 2. And Mallory Sherrill will re-enter the game for the Bears. Huge free throw for Woodruff as the Bears take the lead for the first time here today.
She went 0 for 2 in the first half at the line, but sinks the first and the second.
Bears now up by 2, 41-39 over the Tusculum Pioneers. 30 seconds remaining. 5-second difference here in the shot clock and game clock.
I think they got to find Sutton on this possession here.
And she wants the ball, telling them to clear out. Rodriguez takes the screen. Sutton on the baseline. It's open. And Rodriguez turning and a double dribble called on Rodriguez. And if you're LR, this is the best possible outcome. An opportunity to stretch your lead.
I mean, Tusculum has been held scoreless for 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
10 seconds here on the clock. Woodruff, 6 seconds. Tipton with the ball. Dribble handoff to DeLucas. Driving in with the right. Can't get it to go. And that's the end of the third quarter. Lenoir-Rhyne retakes the lead in this one, 41-39 over the Tusculum Pioneers. And we'll be back with fourth quarter action here on Bears Sports Network.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, shakalaka, 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 shaka. Scoop, shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Phil, Texas Roadhouse.
And we're back here on Bears Sports Network. Now it's time for the Texas Roadhouse fan of the game, Cameron Robinson. She hasn't stopped being a Bears fan since 2011. Thank you for your support here from Bears Sports Network. If you want to be the Texas Roadhouse fan of the game, make sure to send your photos and tag Bears Sports and email at athletics.events@lr.edu, and you can win free dinner for 2 from Texas Roadhouse. So we're back in this one, 41-39. Lenoir-Rhyne on top of the Tusculum Pioneers. Start of the fourth quarter. A three-pointer put up from the wing, and that twinkles the twine for the Pioneers. That is Aaliyah Miller.
It was just a matter of time till they got one to fall. You hope they don't come in bunches right now, but strong showing so far for the Bears.
The Pioneers retake the lead just like that. And a turnaround there by Cheryl into traffic.
A little out of control, but, I guess they can't blame her for trying to force the action. The offensive buckets have been few and far between, not easy to come by.
DeLucas takes the screen. Gets denied. Woodruff needs some help. Hooks. Cheryl, been trapped, drives in, takes some contact, and it's going to be Pioneers' ball, and they're pushing it. A stop and pop. Good for number 20, Dixon.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the group that Lenoir-Rhyne has out there right now, when it comes to a last, under 10 seconds, under 5 seconds on the shot clock, there's not one person that can just create a shot. I guess Ashley Woodruff would be the one that I would think on the perimeter could just create a shot for herself or for a teammate. So when they're getting in that last second mode, Mallory Sherrill off the dribble is probably not the one that you're looking for.
Mallory Sherrill to step in, and she's going to draw the foul. Looking to get 2 back here at the free throw line.
It's incredible to think that a month and a half ago, these two teams met at full strength. Lenoir-Rhyne lost 67-44. And to just see this showing today with 6 people getting on the floor for Lenoir-Rhyne says a lot about this program.
Yeah, they're in it to win it. as Cheryl comes up short on the second free throw. 2-point ball game, 44-42, 8:30 remaining. Pioneers working it around. Into the corner again, a trap. There's going to be an open and a steal by Cheryl on Sutton.
Numbers for Lenoir-Rhyne. Sutton slow to get back.
Tipton, a deep three. Short off the front iron. A big rebound by Hooks. And she'll be going line for two.
Great position on the offensive glass by Hooks. She used her body to get that board. And Sutton was out of place and had to commit the foul, send Hooks to the line. 10 points, 12 boards for Sutton in this one in her 32 minutes.
Not able to get that free throw to go as Hooks.
You know, Lenoir-Rhyne, 5 of 9 from the line in this one. You hope that doesn't come back to bite them down here in the stretch.
Coach Price for the Pioneers is screaming she wants a timeout. And she gets it. And that'll be a timeout there for the Pioneers. To get another word from our sponsors here. Hickory Construction. Hickory Construction is a proud supporter of the Bears where quality and integrity still exists. Hickory Construction has been building your community for over 75 years. Oz Jewelers. Oz Jewelers is your hometown jewelry store of 38 years. Oz and his team proudly serve the community with beautiful pieces for every occasion, from birthday, proposals, and just because I love you gifts. Stop by today or like us on Facebook for exclusive deals and auctions every Wednesday. Everett Chevrolet, ready for a nicer new ride? Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac is always here to help by providing family-friendly customer care since 1967. Visit them in person at one of their 2 convenient locations in Hickory and Morganton, or start your search online at everettchevy.com today. Jay-Z 2-point ball game, as you see a little stat update between Sutton and Tipton. Lenoir-Rhyne is down to 2 points, 44-42. Jay-Z, who's going to step up here for both sides, and what are you looking for in this next kind of 3-minute stretch?
For Tusculum, I think it's obviously Sutton is the one to look for, and for Lenoir-Rhyne, I think it's going to be Ashley Woodruff. She's going to be able to make some plays, creating for herself and creating for her teammates. Not really a traditional point guard, but forced into duty today. Just with this kind of roster makeup, we don't have another real option as your point guard. So Woodruff probably more suited off the ball, but I think I'm going to look for her to make some plays down the stretch.
As Hooks gets the second one to drop. 1-point ball game. As that's Arwen at the top of the key. Now a dump to Dixon. Trying to feed Sutton the post. Backdoor for Arwen, and she gets it to go. And I think that's the biggest difference maker for Sutton. She is an excellent passer out of the post.
Yeah, there's a great look right there, and the offense needs to run through her down this last 7:40.
DeLucas takes the screen from Hooks. DeLucas driving with the right, gets blocked by Sutton and collects the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, she got caught in between. She probably should have just let that one hit out of bounds and call out an out-of-bounds play, but she panicked or hesitated and caught it while her feet were in the red.
Pioneers working around Rodriguez, trying to find Arwen. Sutton now, a good pass inside, and yeah, Sutton's got it going on. She is the key to this offense for the Pioneers. She sees everywhere on the floor, and she is in almost every single possession on the offensive basket for.
Yeah, I think she needs a touch pretty much every time down the floor now, because she can dish it to the teammates once she draws a couple, or she can make a play on her own.
Into Hooks. Hooks going to work on Sutton. Left side of the iron.
You can't get better position than Nakia Hooks had right there. Just got to convert on that shot, but can't fault her for getting a good look.
Good closeout by Tipton, not letting Arwen shoot. Sutton, a good move inside. Count the basket from Arwen. For Sutton. She rolls in and adds to her total. 50-43, and just like that, the Pioneers have kind of put on a little run. And let's look at this move there by Sutton. A good okey-doke, a little pump fake middle. Creates some space and takes the angle all the way to the hoop. And that's in and out.
It's a 6-0 run over the last minute 24 and an 11-2 run for Tusculum over the last 350 of this game.
And good little block to Cheryl. The up and under spinning and draws the contact. And she'll go to the line for 2. And that's a foul on number 20, Brianna Dixon.
Foul committed by number 20, Brianna Dixon. That's her 4th foul. 13 foul for Tusculum. At the line shooting 2, number 21, Mallory Sherrill.
Cheryl can't get the first one to go. 6:30 remaining. It's a 50-43 ball game.
Bears are misfired on 5 free throws in this one. Just 7 for 12 from the charity stripe.
Keeping it close here with the number 21 ranked team Tusculum. Sutton dishing. That's Miller. Rodriguez, top of the key. Arwen, a wing three-pointer, left it short, and Woodruff snags the board for LR.
Dixon has 4 fouls. I missed that one on that last one. It's her 4th of the game. She's tied for the team lead with 12 points. Added 6 boards and 2 assists and 3 blocks. So one to keep an eye on in the last 5:52 in this contest.
Cheryl into Wilson. She creates space. And
3 in the key on Sydney Wilson. She, I think she had some positioning. She was looking for the post entry, didn't get it, and was camping out in the lane.
Yeah, got to get out of there if you're Sydney Wilson. Possessions down the last 5-minute stretch are going to be very crucial. Thought about a three-pointer. Was Dixon. Now to Miller. Rodriguez working around. Needs some help. Arwen drives middle. Looked like a travel, but reading that like a book is Addison DeLucas in the passing lane. Gets the steal.
Steal number 3 of the day for Addison. She's got 9 over the last 2 games.
Woodruff needs some help here. Tipton finally gets it. Into Cheryl, turning. Wilson's been in that paint for a while. She's got to get out. It finally does.
She's challenging him to call it again on her 2 possessions in a row.
Pull up 3 for Woodruff and left it short. Looked like some contact there, but the refs are going to let him play. And we're going to have a media timeout, and we'll be back shortly here on Bear Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
So we are back here on Bear Sports Network. If you're just tuning in, the score is the Tusculum Pioneers 50, Lenoir-Rhyne Bears 44. 4:51 remaining in the 4th quarter. Jay-Z, Pioneers have got it going on here in the last 3-minute stretch.
Yeah, they've been able to execute on the offensive end, and Lenoir-Rhyne hasn't. The Bears are just 1 of their last 13 from the field, including an 0 for 6 so far in this 4th quarter, while Sutton has made a lot of plays on her own or found some teammates, and that's why it's a 6-point differential right now. When LR came back and tied this thing up and took the first lead, they've gone ice cold since.
Pioneers working it around. Rodriguez, deep 2. And look who is skying for the rebound. And a good dish. Those post players have been great. Dixon into Sutton.
Yeah, second chance points are killers, and that's the 13th offensive rebound for Tusculum in this one.
It's Woodruff trying to feed the post to Hooks. DeLucas on the wing, open for 3, and rattles one in.
Needed that. A big shot by Addison DeLucas to get the Bears off the schneid here a little bit.
That was huge for the senior DeLucas. Bears only down 5, 52-47. Sutton looking to go to work on Wilson. Sutton goes up and finds the angle off the glass.
Yeah, she's just a tough cover. She's made some plays here, and right now the reason that Tusculum is winning is because they got Maddie Sutton out there.
Lucas takes the screen from Hooks. Wilson, well, outside her comfort zone on the three-point line. Hooks turning, goes up with the right. A great move there on Sutton, gets it back.
Nice move by Nakia Hooks. She can do some good things in the paint. She's got some great moves down there, and she knows how to finish.
Yeah, she's got excellent patience on the low block, keeping that footwork aligned. Kick to Arwen. A three-pointer, long off the iron, and Woodruff can push if she wants to.
No numbers, about a 2-on-4 as these Bears are getting a little gassed.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be. Only 6 players playing so far here tonight. Woodruff driving in, and that looked like it may have touched off Rodriguez last, but it's tough to say from this angle. But it's going to be going the other way. It's going to be Pioneers basketball.
A little contact on that one, too, but let them play through it, and Bears touched it last.
5-point contest, 3 minutes remaining. The Pioneers are up 54-49 over your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. And Cheryl getting busy there on the passing lane. A jump ball will be called, and it will be going the other way. Great hustle there by Mallory Cheryl.
Yeah, that's a big play for Lenoir-Rhyne. Get that jump ball, possession changes to the Bears, and got to convert offensively now. Running out of time. Still 3 minutes to go in this one, but the way that Sutton's getting it going and Dixon heating up a little bit, you want to take advantage of all these opportunities now.
Now Tipton, top of the key, into Hooks. Looking for Tipton move, a dribble handoff, and yep, she's going to get called for a travel. Got to take it easy there if you're Tipton. Don't want to get called for a tech, but that's good defense by the Pioneers.
Bad time for a turnover, but you got to look at the numbers here, and they had 11 turnovers in the first quarter, and that's turnover number 18 in the game. So they've really done a good job over the past, 2.5 quarters to take care of that ball.
Sutton looking for pass, and DeLucas has been busy in the stat sheet, especially on the defensive end with steals. Gets another hand in the passing lane. Pioneers to inbound. Arwen at the top of the key. Working it around, a no-look pass. Back out to Arwen in the wing. Dixon, now to Sutton in the post. 4 seconds on the clock. Sutton spinning, turning, puts it up. Almost get the and one, but she's going to be going the line for 2. And JJ, you said it best. Maddie Sutton is a tough cover.
Tough cover, but I don't know that there was much contact on that one. I think that was a kind of a bailout call going against Hooks. I thought that was pretty good defense there.
Sutton will go to the line for 2. They knocked down that first free throw.
Just 2 made free throws for Tusculum in this one, 2 for 5 from the line.
2 of 2 for Maddie Sutton. 56-49. We've hit that 2-minute drill here in the fourth quarter. Cheryl at the top of the key. Hooks is working down in the low block. Really wants the ball.
Yeah, LR needs a bucket on this possession.
DeLucas top of the key, driving in. Tipton. Another dribble handoff. Tipton's going to have to fire here. 4 seconds, fires a deep 3 and gets blocked by Rodriguez. Now DeLucas on the other end, and Rodriguez just rushed it and will be going the other way. I think Rodriguez expected a faster closeout from the Bears.
She had a great look, and I don't know if she knew she had as much time as she did. But
yeah, must have seen the scouting report and saw Mallory Cheryl's vertical. Maybe could have pinned it on the glass, Jay-Z.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's a 56-49 game. 1:25 remaining.
Can she have jumped from half court? Because I'm not sure she was inside half court on that.
Hey, if you've ever seen Space Jam, it's possible. And Hooks with the left hand.
Big bucket.
Huge bucket for Lenoir-Rhyne. Down 5 to the Pioneers. 1:17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And we're going to take a timeout here on Bears Sports Network. After we show you the play of the game. See Hooks there. The deep 3 by Tipton. And Zizi called it straight from the L and LR.
Nothing but net Reminds me of a young Jeremy Zalaka,
In the backyard, back in the day,
I would shoot him from there. I never made him from there, but I'd take him.
Always the countdown in your head as you see the Domino's player of the game. Woodruff with 12 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist.
Pair of steals, too, to go with that. And all 39 minutes played for the sophomore.
Yeah, she's got to be gassed, but hey, it's a 5-point ball game here against the number 121 team in the nation.
It's a big defensive possession for LR. You got to get a stop. Don't want to get this back up to 7-8 point differential with about a minute to go. So big possession here as the zone hopes to get another stop.
Arwen's opened on the opposite wing, and they're probably going to swing it to her. Bears rotating. Arwen's there on the wing. Good. Close out by Hooks. A 3-pointer put up, and that is a dagger for the Pioneers, as that is Aaliyah Miller.
Their second made 3 of the game, and that's going to be a tough one to come back from.
Bears have got to get going here. It's got to be a bucket immediately. DeLucas, a corner 3. Strong off the iron. Hooks, the left-handed putback, and she'll be going to the line for 2. Honestly, this is the best situation here for the Bears. If you couldn't score, stop clock, puts points back up on the board, and
so you got to knock down the free throws.
Yeah, that's very key. Able to knock down the first free throw.
Cut it to 7 with 41 seconds to go. I wonder if you're going to see a press here off a make basket. I think you got to turn the pressure D up, and then if you don't get a steal, get a foul. But
Wilson, a big offensive rebound, and gets denied by Brianna Dixon.
What a block shot by Brianna Dixon.
And, yeah, you got to foul. If you're in the Lenoir-Rhyne, there's no playing the clock out. And good job by Hooks to realize you got to foul early. Almost an and one there for Miller. She'll go on for 2.
What a defensive play there by Dixon. If Wilson gets that thing and puts it right back in, this thing is, we've got a scoreboard malfunction. So 59-52, we accidentally added 3 points on the scoreboard, but we'll take the 3 points if we can get them. But it's
just imaginary 3 ball. Don't adjust your camera. Scores right. Lenoir-Rhyne still down, 52-60. 27.2 seconds. Lenoir-Rhyne down 9 points. LR's got to score quickly here. If they could score before 18 seconds and then play the foul game and kind of trust that you can score again, and that's the only option at this point. And Woodruff just gassed, trying to take it up. 18 seconds left.
Yeah, taking too much time here. Got to just fire it.
Into Wilson, off the glass, and that should have been the initial look. And 61-54. You got to foul if you're DeLucas if you want to be back. You can't play defense like that.
I think Coach Timmons is saying no fouls, but Sydney Wilson fouled. So,
hey, she said, I got 5, Coach. I'm going to continue to use them all. 61-54, 5.9 seconds remaining here in this one. And
how about the stat line for Nakia Hooks? 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Yeah, Hooks is laying it out on the line here today. And your final score here from Schuford Gymnasium is the Pioneer 61, Lenoir-Rhyne 54, and just not enough there at the end for LR to pull the upset here at home. The credit to this very, very good Pioneer squad.
Yeah, we talked about a month and a half ago they lost by 23. Today, 7-point loss. It was really a lot closer than that for the majority of this game. Just couldn't pull it out with 6 people playing, 8 active, associate head coach filling in for the head coach. And, you got to take I know there's no such thing as moral victories, but I know Graham Smith and Audrey Timmerman probably feel pretty good about how this one went, despite not coming out with a win.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very close game there towards the third quarter and the start of the fourth quarter, but Pioneers pulled away. I mean, there's a reason why they're 10-1 and now 11-1 on the season. You see the final stat totals, the East Coast Wings final stats. LR finished 20 of 53 from the field, 6 of 15 from distance, 8 of 14 from the free throw line, 34 rebounds, 14 assists, and 18 turnovers. While the Pioneers, 25 of 58 from the field, 6 of 21 from three-point line, 5 of 8 from the free throw line, 38 rebounds, 18 assists, and 21 turnovers. Well, that is it here from Schuford Gymnasium here on Bears Sports Network. On behalf of our whole broadcast crew, Jeremy Zlaka, I'm Monica Hyundai. Until next time, go Bears.